What's up? This is Acoustic Chef. This is your boy D Will.
And I'm your girl Gina.
This is Capel.
And this is Ebony. How y'all doing out there?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good.
That's what it is, man.
That's good. That's good.
How y'all doing today? Everybody
Making
looking good. Everybody look like they in good health and stuff like that. Cousin,
That is a good thing.
you look beautiful with your braids, cousin.
Thank you.
Your braids look
Thank you,
beautiful.
cuz.
Gina, your hair like the natural.
Thank you.
Go ahead. I'll keep it.
This is my travel braids. I just came back from Colorado.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
I ain't
yeah,
even
that's
gonna ask
right.
you what you did. Now, what happens in Colorado stays in Colorado.
Oh no! I didn't have the same experience you did. I plan to do that next time. So I didn't have any my demise is your come up type situations. But no, we flew into Denver, but we went to Breckenridge. So I call that the new Tulum, since that's where everybody seems to be going right now. But the round trip tickets are like anywhere from $50 to $90.
Wow.
So we went. My niece turned 10 years old, and she wanted to see some real snow. So my sister said, "Well, let's go there." So she thought, she's been trying to see where we were going. Well, she didn't know we were coming. Actually, she just thought it was a trip with her and her mom. So she kept trying to figure out where she was going. So one day, my mom picked her up from school, and she says, "I don't want to go to Galveston. Why is she taking me to Galveston? And it's going to be a tsunami anyway." So she kept trying to throw stuff in there to get us to be like, "You're not going to Galveston. You're going, So then she thought Florida and all of that. So she got to Colorado, and it wasn't any snow in Denver. But then we drove up to Breckenridge, and I thought I've experienced cold in my life. Yeah. I've never experienced cold like that. And my dad lived in Minneapolis, and I used to visit and play up there and things like that. I don't even see how people live. So, but it was a good experience.
How much snow? How much snow?
Oh, snows everywhere. I don't know. Snow is life. Snow is life. There was more snow than there was anything else. But I mean, it was beautiful. There's a lot of bars. There's people just skiing everywhere, and
living like a ski town, like.
Yeah, I guess you would say that. It's like Vail and Keystone and Breckenridge. They're all up there in the mountains together. So that was the most difficult thing for me, because I rented a car, drove from Denver to Breckenridge. So that was like an hour and a half away. And just going up the mountain and through the snowstorm. And I was like the anxiety levels were.
That's what I was about to ask you. Because me and my wife, we did the same exact thing. Flew into Denver and then drove to Breckenridge and stayed there for about 3-4 days. But the drive there, I was the one driving on the mountains and on the side. That I don't like it at all. Yeah. But we didn't have snow though. We went in like October during 2018 or something like that. So it was just a little bit of snow. So it wasn't.
Okay. Yeah. I was wondering, because I read something where people like, it's beautiful in the summer. I'm like, so is it still snow? Why are you here? What are you coming up here for? But it was like, I literally went through a snowstorm, and I've driven on mountains before, and that was more structured. It wasn't like a dirt road, but I think it was just my mind, because I kept thinking I'm going to slide on some black ice, because, here in Texas, when we get a little snow, then you have to worry about that. But I'm like, I had to keep telling myself, this is real snow. It's probably not any like hidden black ice where I'm gonna slip off the mountain. But Damon, you know how to drive through everything, because you drove trucks. So I'm sure you should have flew up there and drove us around.
I got the invite or whatever similar, or no, I don't think I got that invite. I got I could buy some toys and stuff like that, presents. Invite.
Oh, my sister sent that out?
Yeah, I think so. But I ain't gonna lie, I forgot about it or whatever.
Oh, you can still cash app or send some toys or something.
I will. Sure. I will. Cadence. I owe Cadence that. What's the old Tulum? Oh, what is Tulum?
Oh, I say Tulum because, and I still want to visit Tulum, even though I've been to Cancun and Cozumel and all that a few times. But Tulum, it seems like during the pandemic, everybody was going to Mexico and they were going to Tulum because the tickets were so cheap and the hotels and resorts had such great deals. So everybody like and their mama, like every week I would look on Instagram and they were in Tulum.
Oh,
So
okay.
I looked up the tickets and I said, okay, no wonder everybody's going. So I told my husband, I said, I think we should go and take the kids, especially when they were doing virtual school. Let's do school on the beach. Well, he wasn't about it. He was like, we gotta be safe and COVID and all this. So I agreed with him, but now when I look back, I think we could have used a lot of the virtual time to like do some things out of the norm than what we do in regular life. And everybody that's come back seemed to say that they were a little bit more prepared there than we were here in America.
Yeah,
The way that they're cleaning the hotels versus the way, and I've heard the hotels here don't have the precautions as well, but they say it's a different level in Mexico. But since we think we do everything better,
yeah,
that's the apprehensions, but they really are testing everything. They have the filters, the filtrations, and everything that we're just now getting.
oh,
So
that's
it's
what's up.
everybody that I know went to Mexico. Nobody came back. It seems like we're taking the disease. I don't see anybody coming
Yeah,
here and bringing it.
I heard that too about the how sanitary they are at them resorts. So I know a couple people that went to Mexico and they talked about, like you said, the filtration systems and everything. That they said like when they said what they saw, they don't understand why we're not doing that here in America.
Yeah.
It was that clean. But
I'm gonna have to check this
About
Breckenridge
Jamaica
out.
as well.
What'd you say, Gina?
I said I heard the same things about Jamaica. People who were traveling to Jamaica
Yeah,
had the same experience with being tested at the airport and being checked off again and having to sign into this little app and then making sure that people were properly social distanced and that everybody, like, it was so the regulations were so strict there, it's just so that nobody would bring any extra disease into the country. um,
mm,
and then
so
they locking you up too. Y'all saw that story about that little white girl who broke the rules and they trying to
mhm,
prosecute her.
mhm.
They finally let her out, but I didn't. I was fine with it. And one of my friends was telling me that was too harsh. They trying to make a point out of her. Well, they need to because she broke the rules and she could have killed many people just
On
because she went to see her
purpose.
boyfriend. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm. She
And
did it
people don't get to say what's too harsh and not too harsh in other countries.
yeah.
You know how they living over there, what they going through.
Right.
Don't
Well,
go
and
over
then
there.
exactly.
in the news, they kept calling her a teenager. But like, if we know if she was not who she was, she'd been considered an adult. She was 18, 19
Mhm.
years old.
Yeah.
So, the way that, well, they're locking up a teenager. But
Wait,
anywhere else, you would have been saying a young man,
wait,
Yep.
what do you
you know.
mean? What do you mean by teenager?
What do you mean by underage? Tell me what's
Yeah.
underage.
Exactly. She
Nah, that's
was.
crazy.
Yep.
Shit, it is. It's stupid. Speaking of stupid young people, have y'all heard about this dude Lil Uzi Vert and his $24 million pink carrot that he has engraved in his forehead?
I
Like,
did not know that. I didn't hear about
yeah,
that.
That boy
like
got he
Vision.
got the mind stone.
Exactly, like Vision on Avengers.
What?
And I seen a picture of it, and it's literally like he got it surgically implanted in his forehead. He tried to pull it out, and it started to like bleed a little bit. Like you can see
What?
it like moving his forehead. It is it is the dumbest thing that I have ever seen somebody with money do.
What is it like? What kind of doctor would agree to do that kind of surgery, though? What kind of doctor
I
would
would
say?
if he probably paid more for the surgery than he did for the diamond.
I,
Shit.
I don't I don't know if I don't think it's like in his head because it's not like in his skull. I think it's probably like some type of piercing or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Possibly like the
I don't
diamond
know.
can.
It doesn't even look like it's centered correctly to me.
It's
It
I
kind of
know,
don't.
like
right?
It don't.
it's
I know, right? That's crazy.
like sticking out a little bit. They got pictures comparing him to Vision, like side by side images, but it's like not all the way in. It's kind of like sticking out a little bit. When I think like it's buried in his head, I'm thinking that it's flush with his skin, but it's actually it still looks stupid. Either way, it looks dumb. It
Man,
looks
that
like
dude,
Mhm.
he glued a diamond to his forehead. That's what it looks like.
man, that dude gotta have 24-hour, 20-man security at all times. Like 24 million in his head.
Why on earth would
Hey, bro.
anybody want to do this?
You know, I mean, I don't know the minds of these kids these days when they get money. I can't relate. I never had money like that. I couldn't relate. I mean, if I was older, I probably would do some stupid shit just at least once or twice just because I got the money. It wouldn't be that stupid. It wouldn't be like that. And when I say stupid, it'll
It's a
probably
different
be
level.
exactly. It'd probably be like, yeah, I ain't need to do that. You know, I mean, I might do something like I know I don't need like a Maserati or a Rolls Royce, but depending on the level of rich that I am, I might just go get it just cause. And then later on, I look back and be like, I ain't really need to go buy that car. But that
No.
level of stupid, $24 million, forget what he could do with it. I'm never one of those people that say, oh, he could have helped people with it. Forget that. That's that dude money. He can do whatever the hell he want with it. And usually I don't say people stupid for spending their money a certain way because it's their money and they live with it, whatever. But that's stupid. Like
But that's when I like want to run into him and be like, can you just give me $1 million since you can do that kind of stuff? Like it's
Exactly.
you don't want to have your hand out, but I'm like, okay, well, if he's just looking for something to spend money on and you want to be stupid, like I can do some stupid stuff for you. So help me out.
Right.
So speaking of that, Capel, since you said if you would probably get a Maserati, what's something that's nothing that's responsible? What's something that each of us would do that's stupid? Like one, like stupid amnesty type of answer. Like what would you do if you had that level of money that you probably wouldn't ever repeat or tell anybody going forward? And Damien, don't try to be all wise and look at him. He's putting his wisdom face on. Like,
exactly.
I don't do anything stupid. I'm going to be in the stock. I'm going to get some more crypto.
I'm not doing anything. You said what's something stupid. I would. Oh man, I can't. You know what? This is why the Lord won't give me a bunch of money because I would have a tummy tuck.
Me too.
A breast lift and have some fat sucked out of these thighs so I can finally have that thigh gap everybody be talking about. My thighs,
what that do?
I never had that thigh gap. Never since I've ever been like my thighs have always been close and rubbed together.
Since 6 months.
They're very well acquainted with each other. So I wouldn't know how to act.
I need that thigh gap from when I was 6 months old.
Yeah, the Lord said, girl, I will not give you that kind of money because if you don't know how to act.
I agree, but I don't think that's stupid. I think making whatever makes you happy. But I know one thing I do is stupid.
It wouldn't be that. It would just be just because I could. So I'm happy how I am, but I don't know. I would spend money on plastic surgery.
Would you give is that cultural appropriation or whatnot? You know what I'm saying?
To have a thigh gap?
No, because black people have that.
Would you give props to the people that started it and stuff like
that?
They
didn't start that. Oh, they ain't start no thigh gap.
I'm not talking about thigh gap. I'm talking about plastic surgery or whatever. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm pretty sure that the top plastic surgeons were black. So
I'm sure, and I wouldn't do anything to like most of the like melanin deficient women I know that have plastic surgery. Usually, they're doing something to their face. I'm not doing anything to my face, but I did have 2 C-sections, and my doctor told me that my belly would never be flat again. And so I told him, just do the tummy tuck while you're in there taking that baby out. Why can't you do that? And he
just
said,
do it right then.
Girl, get out of my office. I can't, I can't do that. What is the matter with you? So,
they do it for them though.
Yeah. So that's what I would do. I wouldn't like have a facelift or anything like that. I don't need that. But white women, usually that's the first thing they do. They start lifting and tucking and doing
plumping.
Stuff with face. Yeah, plumping. That's what they do. I don't need any plumper. I got
that's what's up. What would you do, Ebony?
I would do what Gina says, but I didn't. And that's not my stupid thing because I'm thinking that's just a bettering. I'm gonna better myself and do some of those things to get me back to the pre-baby life. But I think, and this is so shady, but like, and I'm not normally like this, but this is how I feel today because my child's father like gets on my nerves so much, and I be trying not to be that typical baby mama. But I think what I would do is like go buy property, but I would buy like his house and put him out. Or like everywhere he goes.
I'm here for
wherever he goes.
You go buy it.
Everywhere he goes, I'm buying it. I'm buying his job. And I'm like, oh no, you're fired. Like, oh, you didn't want to pay child support and you was hiding this job? Oh, okay, I own it now. You're out of here. So I would just follow him and buy up everything until he wants to, do what he's supposed to do in life.
I'm here for that. I am here for that. That's a good idea.
That's dirty. Oh my goodness. Yeah,
Yeah, that's very dirty.
that definitely that would be something. I ain't gonna lie. That would be hilarious. What would you do, Damien?
Man, y'all don't want the answer.
Yeah, we do.
We want it. I promise I won't clown you today.
It ain't well, you're not gonna be able to claim me. I'm too physically responsible. I'm not gonna blow no money on it. I mean, the stupidest thing would be like a some type of car or something like that or whatever. It wouldn't be nothing crazy or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
You're not gonna buy a small island or nothing.
So these questions we talk about, I know there's no such thing as unlimited money, but they got some people that got unlimited money. So if you hit in a situation where you could buy or do whatever you wanted to with no repercussions to your current bank account, your property values, no nothing, it's literally like flipping a penny in the ocean. What could you come up with? What would you think you could possibly do?
Just as far as myself and not helping nobody else, my family and stuff like that. I mean, I would be doing the same thing I'm doing, just more traveling and stuff like that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about stupid stuff that, I'm not gonna say everybody else care about, but just stupid stuff. Like I would never put a diamond in the middle of my forehead. I would never buy I'll never buy like an Audemars or a Rolex or nothing like that costs $100,000. I would never do nothing like that. It's just not in me or whatever to like make somebody else rich in one whop just like that. Like that's just crazy as hell to me. Because if whoever he bought that diamond from, if they never do anything else in life, they just made $24 million. like that. I would never do that for somebody.
You're no fun. You're no fun.
I'm not.
Ebony, it didn't work. It didn't work, Ebony.
Yeah, it's just, I checked out. I don't want to hear that because everybody has their thing. Like I would never buy any of that kind of stuff either because that's just not my thing. But everybody has what their thing is. Like
I got one thing. If I was let's say if I was single or whatever, not in this situation, somebody like if Beyonce was single or Rihanna was single, and I hear that you could pay like X amount of dollars to have a meeting with that person. I'll pay that money to have that meeting. You know what I'm saying?
For which one though?
Either one, Rihanna or Beyonce.
Oh, okay, so it had to be B or E.
Yeah,
okay.
Somebody like that.
B or E, I like that.
A meeting.
If I had money to invest in this, I would, because it bothers the hell out of me, and it would truly be stupid. Probably pretty much for everybody but this group of people that I'm about to talk about. If I had unlimited money to spend, I would invest it in research for midgets to grow taller because they bother me. I don't
Are
like.
you afraid of midgets?
My husband is too, and I don't like that.
Damien is too. So while he's in the shaking his head,
what's wrong with y'all?
They I'm not scared of them, but they make me very uncomfortable.
If they run up on you, you're afraid. Like you would shy away.
I'm ready. I'm like fight or flight. I'm always fight. I'm putting my hands up. I'm like, what? Like, what you running up on me for, little dude? Like, what's up?
I have an issue with that because I used to have this coworker that was a smaller person, and actually, out of all my coworkers, I liked him. And my husband was like, "You can never bring him around." I'm like, "Why?" And that was why. And I was like, "Are you serious? You really can't be serious."
Listen, I don't discriminate on them. I don't discriminate. I don't want them to not have nothing. It's just my personal feeling when they were. It makes me uncomfortable. I've been around.
Tell me about the difference between them and kids. Tell me. I mean, I'm not saying because it don't.
Oh, that's easy. That's easy.
Oh, it's a different. So.
Oh, we gonna really have this conversation on the show. I'm not trying to make nobody feel bad, but
they have like shorter arms and stuff.
The shorter arms, they arms like they little and they muscled. All midgets got muscles. Like, how is that possible? And then their heads are bigger. Most of the time, their heads are really big. They got like the regular, normal, adult size heads, but their bodies are small. And then it's like, oh man, stop it! Why you made us go here?
Hey, bro,
I'm not here.
I just wanted to have to bring it.
I'm not here.
You
just made us lose all endorsements for this show.
I just wanted
cut that out.
I wanted to do the research I want to do the research so somebody could figure out a way to like, give them an opportunity to grow to an average height.
What if
They
they're
Because
happy
wanna
with their
grow.
height?
Yeah, what if they're happy with it? I have a
So,
friend who's on Little Women Atlanta.
and I was just
She
about
used
to bring
to.
her up.
Tiffany.
Yeah, Tiffany.
Yeah,
Hmm.
she's happy with her height. I mean,
I
But
she's
mean,
not
you
as
know,
small as some of them, but
you
she's still
learn to
short.
live with it. You learn to live with what you have, and that's good. You're supposed to learn to live with it. You don't want to go through life like feeling depressed and stuff because you're not normal height.
How
But
do you know they're depressed?
I'm not saying that they are. I'm just saying you learn to live with it. But if at a certain point in their life, you could be like, hey, all you got to do is take this pill and you're going to grow to be 5'5". They taking that pill. Stop it. Y'all know that.
right now, so Gina, when I was growing up, Tiffany and I were very close. So this is the young lady that's on Little Women of Atlanta.
Same.
And
Yeah.
I never knew. Now I mean, of course, her mom was a smaller woman, but I never thought of her as a little person until she was on the show. I just thought she was short. And when we were kids, we were all short, but then I just kept growing. But I didn't think anything of it,
Mhm.
Yeah. So I don't know, but I remember she would go and try to pull the same guys or whatever. She never talked about her height, and we didn't talk about it. I just was like, and I was just like,
So,
okay, your family's short.
see, she different because my wife, she watched Little Women of Atlanta. So, and I've seen the show and I just
Money.
looked her up.
She talks about money.
She's proportioned. She's short, but she's proportioned. She doesn't look like a little person like the I don't want to say typical little person because
You
they
want to say she's one of the good ones. That's what you want to say.
What about the other women?
No,
Yeah, you
she's-
sound like a
She
midget.
She's taller than the other.
She is
than the
taller, and
other
because I remember
little
seeing the
people.
episode, I remember seeing the episode where the other ones were like they were discriminating against her because she never got her test and stuff like that, and they was like, you
Yes.
don't even know if you're really a dwarf. You never got tested. You may not even be a real little person.
You
So she
just
would have got her
short.
test exactly. So she would have
They
got
call
a
her
test
the Shaquille O'Neal of the group.
exactly. So she's taller than all the other little people on there. So I can see what Ebony's talking about. Yeah, because she just looks short. She just looks short. But the other ladies, they look like little people that, you know what I'm talking about.
I got a complex, but I don't even want to talk about it on the show.
Well, you brought it up.
No, I didn't.
You said you got a complex.
Well, yeah. But anyway, what else we talking about?
I do want to clear it up. I'm not scared of little people. I don't hate them. I don't feel like they should not be, respected in society. Just personally, it's not. It was the first time I saw a little person. I was a kid, and I was scared because I was like, "Mom, what is that?" Like I didn't know what I was seeing.
You ain't never seen the Wizard of Oz.
That
You
just
never
kind of
seen the Wizard of Oz.
it just kind of came over me. So I'm not scared of little people. I've been around them before in the club and stuff, and I've been around them everywhere. Yeah, they had on the club one time. It's like a little person, and she was jamming too. She was doing her thing. She had dudes dancing on her, and they was average height, and she was balling, But anyways, yeah, let's move
on. Anyway, so yesterday, I went in. I tried to go to the my bro Playboy came in town or whatever. So we tried to take him to a few spots. We tried to go to the to the family spots or whatever, the black owned joints. And we tried to go to the turkey leg hut.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Tried to, just because somebody else I wouldn't.
You've never been?
I never been.
Me neither.
I don't think I ever will.
I don't like standing in lines.
Nope.
Man, a line. That's a line. You call that a line? That's ridiculous. The line started in Orlando somewhere. You know what I'm saying? The line was ridiculous. I'm talking about like people like it had I mean it's so crazy. It's like an event. It had vehicle lines out there. They posted up, chilling. They had the Jeep line was out there. You know what I'm saying? Black dudes, they got Jeeps. And then like motorbike cats was out there and stuff like it was like an event. And I don't even think those people was trying to go in. They was just out there, you know.
Just out there. It's an experience.
Like, golly, man, it was crazy. The line was like wrapped around the building like twice. So I'm like, nah, I don't think we going here. So we checked out this spot called,
I said that's a thing for people who come to visit Houston. They've heard so much about the turkey leg hut all over, then that's where they want to go.
So we checked out a door, which like a little restaurant lounge like thing or whatever. It was cool or whatnot. Nice little spot or whatever on West Gray. It had another spot on West Gray.
Lost and Found.
Yeah, I love Lost and Found.
They had a line though. We didn't go because it was a line of people.
It usually goes really quickly though. At Lost and Found, they just try to space people out.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty straight though. Adore had they foods. Well, I tried their fries. I didn't eat there, and I had a drink. I had a big ass drink that was like $30, and it had me straight all day.
I should have seen him and Jonas. They both had it's like a big punch bowl drink, and they sipping on it like. Yeah, it's straight, but you know it ain't that strong.
Yeah,
30 minutes later,
it like, just hit you.
Both of them was like, man. I would have sitting there looking at David as his eyes went from open to like this big.
What time was that? About 3:00?
That was about 3. We got there around 3:00. Left at maybe about 4:30.
That drink had me good all day. I'm talking about all the rest of the day. I was good off that one drink. Even though we did drink a little bit more, but that was just adding fuel to the fire or whatever.
Yeah, I know those drinks that sneak up on you. There used to be a spot called Social Junkie, and we would go like every Sunday.
Oh, I heard about it.
And they had this Social Junkie punch, and it tastes like juice. And I'm like, oh, this is nothing. Ta-da-da. And then an hour later, I'm embarrassing myself somewhere. So it's like, yeah.
That's crazy.
So where else did y'all go? Did y'all just hang out at a door?
Nah, we went to Top Golf to see what was popping at Top Golf.
Because Gina and I kept trying to figure out what y'all were doing and where y'all were, but nobody would tell us.
But she said if you don't have videos and photos and it didn't happen, then we don't do videos and photos. That's not how we
Well, she said where y'all at. She said where y'all at, and so did I. Nobody would respond to that question.
Oh, I missed that. My bad.
Why you saying nobody? Capel didn't respond. I didn't even know y'all was having this conversation.
Well,
y'all could have
remember, Damien is the one that's constantly on Facebook sending messages and posting stuff and sending messages. And coincidentally, that time frame within several hours, he didn't see none of that.
Bro, I don't be posting what I'm doing at the time of.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that you posted what you're doing. But anyways. But I missed that. I missed the question about what y'all doing. I saw the statement about the photos and the videos, but then that's what we did. So
both asked, where are you guys? And those messages were ignored.
Oh, we sorry.
Ain't no we. We ain't got nothing to do with this. I didn't even know these conversations was being had. I didn't find out until this morning.
Because that drink had you all day long.
Oh. Can I just thought about something. Did y'all hear about the lady that she ran out of hair product to put on her hair, like her gel, so she got Gorilla Glue? And I was thinking, did she think it was Gorilla Snot? Because you know that there's hair gel called Gorilla Snot. But I think she was just like, okay, this should work and I'll be able to take it out later. So she put Gorilla Glue in her hair. And she's washed her hair like 1,000,000 times, hundreds of times, can't get it out. So I did see yesterday, now she's at the hospital they're trying to figure out how to release her hair. It's like, literally, it's the slickest ponytail.
Yes,
it is glued to hair. It looks really good, but this is like a permanent hairstyle for the rest of her life unless they can get this done. But if nothing else, Gorilla Glue got hell of a publicity. She is Black. Y'all might have to like just hashtag Gorilla Glue right now and look at it. I don't
even want to see
it. It's cute.
But the thing is, it's cute. It doesn't. It's nothing that looks bad. It's just the fact that she's stuck in this situation until they figure out how to reverse the chemicals. I don't think she's past 35. She might be in her 20s. I don't know.
She looked young.
You know, Black people, we always young looking. So who knows? She could be 50. But
what you don't want to see is that scalp. That's what you don't want to see is that scalp when that hair come off.
That's what I was wondering. Like, if her hair, she may have to wait until it just grows out. But is it going to grow out? Because
it might not.
What if the glue
follicles.
is blocking her? Yeah, blocking her follicles
that
from
could kill them,
being
possibly.
able to grow. Yeah, it could kill her. So then it would just peel off like a giant scab, and then she would be bald. I don't know. I feel bad.
Maybe, and then who knows what kind of chemicals? Like, is this going into her bloodstream? You know, like that's some strong stuff. So I don't. Yeah, so I don't know, but I did see a video that she's at the hospital and they're trying to figure it out now.
I hope she had fun that night.
Man, when she did her hair.
Because
she said it had been like that over a month, though. She said her hair had been like that. She like rubbed it. She even put like some shampoo and did like this, and scratched it. Dude. And then she just wiped it off, and it still was like this sleek, shiny ponytail. It was so cute. I was like, girl, just leave it like that. But I think she's worried now that she's going to lose all of her hair because instead of using the stuff she should have used, she put this Gorilla Glue, which I've used Gorilla Glue before to like fix things on my car. Like my side view mirror fell off in this car that I had at one point, and I used Gorilla Glue to fix it, and it stayed like it did not move for the rest of the time I had that car. So that stuff is pretty strong. I don't know what would compel somebody to like spray it in
on
their
hair. Skin.
What Ebony said is probably true. Like if there's a product called Gorilla Snot that people actually use that's not as strong, maybe she thought it was the same, or they did the same.
Maybe but she didn't say that part. That's just what I was hoping she thought it was and made a mistake. But based on the video, she was like, I ran out of this that had no word gorilla in it, so I used Gorilla Glue.
Got to be good.
So I'm just gonna hope that she thought it was Gorilla Snot, you know.
Please.
But
I'm watching that story though.
She clearly don't know what Gorilla Glue is though, because if she knew what it really was, she wouldn't even thought twice about doing this shit.
She experimented on herself. And she experimented on herself and taught us a valuable lesson and taught herself a valuable lesson.
I never would have done it. I remember one time I thought I was reaching for the oil sheen and I reached for Lysol and sprayed a little bit, but that was probably the worst of it. But it wasn't because I ran out of sheen. I just
grabbed the wrong thing.
You know, just grab something.
Well, at least you was disinfected for that day.
Disinfected, baby. I did what Trump said, you know, inject yourself with bleach and all that. I sprayed myself down.
I know we got a couple of items that we need to get to, but we got to talk about this other pandemic that's hit the United States of America, and that's the Karen epidemic. It's spreading like crazy. I'm telling y'all. Have y'all heard about what happened with LeBron James?
Oh,
LeBron James.
Stupid ass woman.
But then they had the one with
I don't even know. It's so many.
That was the one right before that. So the one with LeBron James. So it's at a game. They got fans in the stands now. They letting people in, and what she says LeBron James cussed her husband out. Bullshit. The fans always started. So I'm pretty sure her husband said something to LeBron James. LeBron James went off, and then she goes off talking about something. Don't talk to my husband like that. I will fuck you up. Blah blah blah. She went on a little a personal video and said what she said or whatever. And of course it went viral. You know, because she's a young white lady. The guy he's rich, of course. He's older. LeBron James said he thought he was talking to a father and daughter, and then when she said husband, when she said husband, he's like, I was stunned. But man, this is getting ridiculous. Like these Karens, this is really getting ridiculous everywhere you go. I saw a video. Any of y'all watch the Daily Show? I know it don't come on in the audience, but he still does it.
Every once in a while.
Yeah, he still does the social distancing show, and they made like a little clip, a montage of all the different Karens, and they named them. You know, they got, of course, they call her the courtside Karen. Then they had the Soho Karen. They had a woman called the I Am Legend Karen because she was like banging on the window and she looked like she was crazy like a zombie. They named like almost all the Karens that that went viral so far. That shit was hilarious. But no, I just thought it was funny, but it's kind of ridiculous too that these women, and they all white. You don't see no other women acting like this.
Because we had one at my son's basketball game like a week ago. My son was guarding this one player on the other team, and we heard the kid's name. So my son's name is Jalen, He was guarding a kid named JoJo. This is the real names. And when we heard the name was JoJo, my husband goes, lock him up, lock him down. So this woman in the back goes, oh, that's real nice and classy of you. Knock a kid down. And then she makes this big scene. And we turn around and said, we didn't say knock him down. We're saying lock him up, lock him down. And then she's looking stupid, like egg all on her face. And I'm like, then she made this big scene in front of everybody to make it seem like we were so disrespectful, trying to hurt a kid and all of that. I'm like, mind your motherfucking business.
Oh, it was a white woman and a white kid?
No, the kid was black, but the fact is that the kid was on the opposing team. But it was a white woman that was in the stand saying, look at you talking bad, trying to hurt a kid and all of that. So
yeah, I always got something to say. Anyways.
Yeah. Well, they don't want to run our tests. So you want to be careful about who you talk about, because you might get that one that runs up in them stands.
They don't want them problems.
Or somebody that goes and what did you say?
Run our
go
test.
to their car and come back with a pistol. Did y'all see who posted that video of the man who was arguing with that couple in the snow and then came back and saw that? I was like, oh my God. And then I heard later that he when the police came, because people did call 911, police came and he ended up shooting himself. Like
he did.
He committed suicide. Yeah. So like, because he knew what he had done, but God, how much?
It's never that serious.
What did his mind have to be like for him to have done that to those people and then to himself? Like
temperance flare.
Like, I've had enough. And I feel like it was something that was probably something that had been going on for a while. Like, not saying those people were bullying him, but when I heard the man say, I'll make your life a living hell. And I was like, what? Like, why would you waste time doing that to somebody? So I guess the man said, well, I'm about to send you to hell right now. Let me go get my pistol. And God, that was insane. Watching that was insane.
Yeah, it's not even worth it sometimes. I mean, I understand you don't want to let people run over you and you got to address stuff, but you don't know, even with road rage and all that, people just say, oh, okay, you cut me off, bam. Like, it's no reason to even speed up. Like, I even tell my husband, we're not speeding up to look at the people, like that. Those days are over. Like, you don't get to give the death stare anymore, because people will shoot you between your eyes. Like, so let's just let them be crazy and go on about their business. It's not even worth the battle.
Exactly.
I used to do that. That was so stupid. I'm glad I didn't get into no real serious situation.
Right? Me too, because I live for looking at you. I'm gonna come up to that stoplight and I'm gonna look at you like, oh, okay. But it ain't worth it.
I think people are different, like wired differently or whatever, depending on where you are. Because like if you on the East Coast, that's like normal for them to be honking the horn and cussing each other out and flipping each other. And it's just like, whatever, they go about their business. But down here, you can't do that.
Well, we used to be able to do it without getting shot. So, I mean, maybe it's just the wave. It's just moving through regions. But I mean, it's not like of course, it's not like New York where you heard, honking everywhere. Because I don't use my horn. I don't even think like that. But a lot of people do. But but I mean, but now it's different. Road rage is crazy. Like, people are dragging you out. I remember one of my friends telling me, this was years ago, probably about 10 years ago. He was at the on the Beltway, the tollway, and he didn't have his money ready. So the person behind him got mad. They got into an argument. He dragged him out the car and beat him up. Like, my friend was in the hospital. Just because he wasn't ready with his change, and of course they exchange words, and that was like 10, 15 years ago. So my thing is that's
the thing. You don't exchange words with stupid people or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, when the dude behind him started talking trash, you don't start talking trash back to him. You just keep going about your business, doing your thing or whatever. When you get into the altercation or whatever, like I stated before, a person, especially a mental person, your mind cannot decipher the difference between somebody hitting you and somebody arguing with you. You're pulling from the same part of the brain or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? You're pulling the same type of emotions, whether it's an argument or a real physical altercation or whatnot. So when this mental person starts tripping with you or whatever, man, just let them win. Let them have it. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason.
Yeah, he might have tried to let him win. He just got dragged out of his car while he was trying to put his toe
I
in.
doubt it. I doubt it.
Nah, but the thing you said applies to both people. The difference is that the mental person, while they gonna be physical, the logical person still pulling from that same part of the brain, but they're not physical. They're like emotional. Like, you just pissed me off, but the way I'm handling it is I'm addressing you verbally. They have no intention on fighting, but they addressing it because they pissed. So they pulling from the same part of the brain too. It's the crazy person that's gonna make it physical. So they don't. It's not that easy. Yeah, it's not that easy to shut it off. When you get mad, like, that's something you have to practice. When you get mad and turn away,
let's practice.
But
there's no reason to get mad. This person behind you was pissed off. Let them be pissed off. There's no use in being pissed off.
Well, he didn't just stay behind him pissed off. You know, he got out his vehicle and came up to the car with his like bat or whatever he did, and you know. So, but my thing is, we had this discussion before about I think Capel, when we were talking about if somebody disrespect your wife and what you gonna do, or there are certain circumstances like I think there's a lot of things we can avoid and we can walk away, but there's some circumstances where there's no out. Like, you have to defend yourself. You have to, you know. So I mean, so what? I mean, do I sit there and say I'm not gonna, argue with a crazy person?
I would. No, what I'm saying is I would like to see that situation and how it unfolded. If he didn't have his money and the dude just ran up just with the bat and just started, acting a fool, that's one thing or whatever. But if the dude was in the back acting crazy, doing all of that, and then he looking back like F you and woo-woo and stuff like that, then that's going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Rather than just not paying him no attention and just putting my money in there and just going on about my business or whatever. If I'm going to stop and give him
the man did get out. The man got out the car because he didn't have the money. So he got out and approached his vehicle. Now, he could have just sat there and not said nothing, but the man did not just approach
pay for him to go through? Why did the man have to get so angry? People have anger issues these days. I notice folks get angry so quickly now, and it's not even necessary, and it doesn't even seem rational to most people. Why are we so doggone angry about every little thing? If that happened to me and I was in a hurry, I probably would have got out of my car, put the money in the toll for the person and said, have a blessed day and please move, because I got stuff to do. And then I would have been irritated, but not to the point where I'm cussing somebody out because they can't find the money. I'm just going to give it to them so they can go. That would have been more productive. And I probably would have been on my way quicker than beating somebody down. And then now there's a whole
and going to jail.
So stupid. Yeah. It's so stupid.
People don't have emotional intelligence. I just think that people are like, I understand that everyone goes through life and, that person may have just had a bad day or who knows what went on in their life, but just the emotional stability and intelligence that a lot of people lack these days. And this was, like I said, about 15 years ago, but I just even see that even more. And I'm not saying it's happening more, but the news is reporting it more with people leaving their relationships and just and it's been mainly men killing the wives or the girlfriends, but it's like, you don't want to be with me anymore, pal, and it's like, okay, why? Like, who taught you that this is the way to handle rejection or conflict and I feel like, I don't know, even though these are adults, so these aren't the kids, it is crazy because I even watch how some of the kids handle rejection. I remember even being a younger girl and sometimes we would give our numbers to guys just so that they wouldn't make a scene and be like, well, F you, or do all that cussing out and all that. Y'all saw that video where that woman in Atlanta was going to the gas station and those guys were trying to talk to her and she ignored them, and then they. Oh, I thought it was Atlanta, but wherever it was,
wine or something like that or whatever.
Yeah, and they beat her up. Okay, it may have been New York. For some reason, I thought it was Atlanta.
It happened twice.
But then they beat her up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my thing is, and it's just like a lot of women will tell you sometimes it is very scary. And I know this is a whole different subject, but it's an anxiety just walking past a group of men, not because they're going to whistle at you and be like, yo, ma, and all this kind of stuff. We deal with feeling like the piece of meat, but or are you going to get those that's going to like cuss you out? Like, fuck you, B. Anyway, you ain't shit. It's so sometimes that's why we would always just give a man a number. So we would give wrong numbers, and then when cell phones came out, people call you right then. So then you got to give them the right numbers just so you can get to the next step, and then ignore that person,
Block them.
And people are like, well, why you give them the number if you didn't want to? You should have been a woman. No, it's a little bit deeper than that. Like, I just want to make sure that I
That's
got to
true.
my car.
I can't like that. There are some dudes that are very anal. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to rejection, like I guess certain people don't know how to deal with the rejection and deal with their emotions. I had this argument with my dog, with my bro about women's emotions versus men's emotions. I'd rather deal with women's emotions any day, because when men get emotional, people die. People get beat up, people get burnt, people get bruised, all of that type of stuff or whatever. I don't want to die just because a dude got emotional. If a woman get emotional, what's the most that's gonna happen? You might get cussed out, you know what I'm saying? Or she might start crying or something like that or whatever. But I don't gotta die just because a woman got emotional or whatever. And that's
But
why a
do you
lot of
think that
people,
that's a men get emotional thing, or is it like
it's
and I know every man and every woman is different, but it's like, is it in the upbringing of particular men, or is it the way society has coddled men, or what do you think it is? Because it's just
I
like, I mean, there's some crazy women too, but we don't normally kill our
the
if you hear
percentage is
woman killing her
low.
husband, it's for like insurance money or something.
The
I
percentage is low. But go ahead, Capel.
I just think it's probably a
Yeah.
combination of all. It's just so really hard to pinpoint. I mean, you could say that those things happen with men mostly because men shelter themselves. They don't really express their feelings. Women are it's okay in society for women to express themselves. They start expressing themselves at a young age. Young boys, they express themselves when they get to a certain age. It seems as soft, and now people are talking more about men being able to express themselves. It's okay for men to express themselves, so they won't have to deal with mental health issues. And a lot of it may stem from that, emotional issues within men from years and years and years of not getting help, and it manifests itself in a relationship, because that is people's most prized thing. Like when you have a person that you love and that person doesn't want to be with you, and you have mental issues. Yeah, you could snap. I mean, I don't know, but I do think it's some validity to that, as far as why men tend to be the ones who erupt in that manner and want to shoot people up. Even if you think about the shootings, school shootings, work shootings, those are mostly men too. Or not, I mean, it's probably not all. I'm pretty sure you can find a case where it might have been a woman, but everyone that I can think of were men or young boys. So it probably does have a lot to do with these young men or men at a young age not appropriately expressing themselves and being able to talk about what they're going through and getting the proper help that they need.
That's
I agree.
crazy.
Yeah.
I agree.
Mm. Well, we were supposed to talk about some stocks and stuff today. I mean,
Okay, we have 47 minutes.
I don't really know. Yeah, Ebony and Damon, y'all know stocks more than I do. I listen to what happened, and I feel like I got a good gist of it. But from my understanding, some dudes, the Reddit brothers, maybe y'all can explain it. Explain it to the people like me who understand the surface of stuff, but don't really like know the depth of why it's such a big deal. Because I don't
Okay.
know.
Well, okay, I can start, and Damon, you can kind of fill in. So basically, these groups, we can call them Reddit because they utilize Reddit to push this through. Decided to put money into a lot of undervalued stocks. Well, not a lot. So GameStop being one of them, BlackBerry being one, AMC being another. And this was just a push to kind of like shock Wall Street, but also to allow certain people to come up very quickly. So those that knew and got the message put their money in GameStop, and they, particularly if you wanted to do a good pump and dump, you made some money. Or even if it's if even if you had money in it now, it has decreased, but I mean it's way higher than what it started at. So that's basically what happened. And so the Wall Street investors that have been playing and manipulating the stock market and hedge fund guys that have been able to make money all these years got really upset about it. So one of the tools that a lot of people use, especially younger investors use, is Robinhood. So I know particularly me, I use Fidelity, E-Trade, and I also use Robinhood. I use Robinhood more to play with stocks because it's really simple and easy. When I decided to go in, I wasn't trying to buy GameStop, but I was going in to buy AMC and BlackBerry. Could not do it. It's blocked. So they blocked all of those that were on the Reddit list for this kind of movement. And so Robinhood is under fire for blocking that. And one thing is that one of their owners, or I wouldn't say founders, but I guess you say people that's on the board, is owns a hedge fund. So they claim that this had nothing to do with that they weren't looking into the interests of him, that they were just trying to make sure that everything was legal. Well, what they did was not legal. You cannot just manipulate. Even though they've done it for decades, cannot just manipulate stocks just because it's not going the way that you want it to go. And once you start seeing those that aren't really as knowledgeable, or the poorer folks starting to make the money. But not all platforms blocked those trades, but it has really brought some scrutiny and visibility on the way things are being done, which they already knew. But now that some of our people and people that haven't been in stocks are playing around with it more, gambling with it now, it's becoming an issue. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I mean, I know some people that made some really good money, so I'm happy for them, and they are able to do what they're going to do with their money. So, but Damien.
Nah, you pretty much summed it up. The only thing I don't like about it is your friends or whatever. Why your friends ain't tell you when they was putting money into? Why they tell you after the fact?
Well, you know what? Actually, they didn't come and actually tell me. I saw what they were posting on social media, and this is the crazy thing. I do have now. Damien is a little bit more knowledgeable in stocks than I am, so whenever I have a question, I shoot it to him, especially when it comes to the terminology. I do have some tried and true. Well, I would say tried and true stocks that I've invested in, whether they're doing good or not. I just leave my money in there and I try not to think about it. There are some I'm more like a gambler because I don't gamble. When we go to that's why Vegas is not my type of city. I'm going to eat. I'd rather go to the beach. I don't like to gamble my money. But now that I've started to love investing, I guess you could say I'm more of a gambler. I don't think you should look at it as a gambling. I think you should actually make smarter strategic moves. But if I know something really quick, like that's going to make some money, I'm gonna put the money in there. And if Damon calls me and says, oh, there's a stock that's 5 cents, you should buy 1,000 shares of it. He might go in to tell me what the company is doing. I don't care what the company is doing. It's 5 cents. I'm gonna buy it, because if I have that money, I'm just gonna be like, what else is 5 cents? I'm gonna buy it. So there's some things I'm gonna do research on. There's some things I'm still in a stage where I'm just gonna take the chance on. I think that sometimes I've been privy to know certain things, but I'm not one of those people that are a huge risk taker yet. So I have friends that don't enter the stock market or buy any stock for less than $1,000 or buying less than 1,000 shares. I just inched my way up to doing more. Like when I first started investing in stocks, you might have got $50 from me, because I was like, I can't lose it, but I do believe you have to have the mindset of invest and not worry. You can't be looking back talking about, oh, I need to pay my mortgage and all of that. You need to just put it in there. So one thing, like I always talk about my Beyond Meat stock, because that was probably the best stock that I personally invested in, because I'm not vegan. I don't care to be vegan. I don't want no oxtails that ain't oxtails, that taste like oxtails. I don't want none of that. I do want to make healthier choices though. But I did follow the trend. I saw that everybody was being vegan was trendy. And I also saw that a lot of restaurants and fast foods were implementing vegan options. So I said, soon as this company becomes public, I'm going to buy as much as I can. And that's what I did. And I won. And that's the only one I can really say that I had successful, and put for that. But I was very happy for that. So, and I'm still happy.
Well, a lot of people, it's not investing in stocks, forex, crypto, all of this stuff. You're not Only way you gambling is if your speculative point of view is just that you're speculating or whatever. Somebody is telling you, hey, go invest in this, and then you just going to put money into it without charting it, you know what I'm saying, without studying the company and stuff like that. Then you are just taking a gamble just based off of what's up. That's just like saying, hey, go to the casino and just play this machine and you're going to win or
Right.
whatnot. If I tell you to go to the casino and play this role and play each one 5 times, play each, you know what I'm saying, game 5 times, and you're going to win 70% of the times, or you're no longer gambling because you figured out the pattern or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. Anybody that trades stocks that's successful, that's all they've done is figured out the pattern. You don't even really have to learn about a specific company and go into their valuation and all of this different type of. I could chart any company you give me right now and tell you pretty much where to buy from and where to sell at. You know what I'm saying? Now, is it a chance that something could happen like what happened with AMC, where this company was built up? I mean, that company was undervalued. It was already a failing company.
Right.
Uh AMC, what's the other one? AMC and
BlackBerry
GameStop, where
and
both of those
GameStop.
were
Yeah.
already failing companies. Like if you look at the charts, it tells you that there's no reason that these companies should have been selling, I mean buying
Yeah.
and going up
Right.
the way that they were or whatever. But any other company, just regular business or whatever that has any type of volatility or volume and stuff like that, there's a methodology to buying and selling this stock. It don't matter how much the stock costs. I used to think that I only, like, even on this show, I told you I like to buy stocks at a certain price, you know, under like 20-30 dollars. I don't even care no more. I don't care if the stock is worth a bit. It could be Amazon, you know, it doesn't matter. It don't matter how much the stock costs, because at the end of the day, your money, if you can buy fractional shares, which means that you're not buying a full share, you're just putting X amount of dollars into it, you could still triple, double your money, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because it's based off of a percentage. But once you find that pattern, you know, based off the highs and the lows, man, you could really win in the market, and it's no
Yeah.
longer gambling. But there's no such
Yeah.
thing as 100% upward trajectory. So that's what people be thinking when they go into these plays or whatever. So they see everybody talk about AMC right now. So by the time you learn about it, it's too late. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're gonna get in it and get out the same day. But unless you have $25,000, you can't day trade. You know what I'm saying? You can only day trade
Mm.
if you have an account with like $25,000. So if you're just trying to put in $500 and try to make you a quick flip and stuff like that, hopefully it's still going up the next day. But
Yeah.
as you can see, what happened, the stock was going up. A lot of people heard about it. A lot of people trying to make some quick money, put their money into it. Now these same, I don't want to call them idiots, but that was an idiotic decision, because now the stock is plummeting, and they still talking
It's
about hold.
plummeting, but if they got in at the low
If
price, they're still winning. Okay.
if
Well, I wouldn't say they're idiots, because like I said, I believe in some pump and dumps. Sometimes you pump your money in and you dump it, and that's why I say that's the gambling part for me, where I know it may be risky, but I'm only going to risk what I can afford
you
to
can afford to
lose. So
lose, yeah. I mean, that's how
yeah.
you play the
There's
game with them. Go
this
ahead.
guy on YouTube. His name is Chris Sane Jr. and he gives a lot of stock tips, and usually probably about 98% of the time what he says
Mm-mm.
actually you
Nah,
should
Chris
probably go
Sane.
ahead and do.
Nah, Chris Sane is hundred
Not
percent.
him.
No, Chris Sane is 100% of the time.
100%.
Yeah, Chris Sane
You think
solid.
100%?
Yeah, he's solid.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
back
he is
tested.
solid. That's why I said like 98, because not everybody ain't right all the time. So
Nah, that's true. Every
um
one of his stocks don't just blow up, but if you take his stock tips and then
mhm.
get out at the right time, that's what a lot of
Right.
people don't do, is get out at the right
Okay.
time. Everybody wants to hold forever. You cannot hold unless you trading something like Walmart or you know, one of these companies that have, if you look at the historical data, they've been winning for, you know, 70 or 50 plus years or whatever. Okay, you got a lot of historical data. People that's investing in Tesla right now, Tesla is a good stock to buy right now, and it may continue to go up, but who knows what it's going to do? There's not a lot of historical data behind it. So you make your money while you can. You know what I'm saying? You have to know how to chart. If you don't know how to chart, you just playing with your money. You know what I'm saying? Basically. And you just following what other people are saying. But Chris saying he's solid. I back tested him. I back tested everyone from last year, and every one of them was a winner. Now all of them didn't grow exponentially, but at least 0.5% or whatnot. So you could have made money on each one of his stock picks.
Yeah.
And Larry Jones is another good one.
He's a good one to follow.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, that's Stock Tips with Damian and Ebony. Tune in to another episode.
Yeah, please don't hold me accountable for anything that I said. And this does not reflect the views of Acoustic Chef.
Nah, that's what it is. What we looking like? Yeah, we getting close.
Yeah, no, we there. So
we didn't. What else did we say we were going to talk about? I know there was something else.
We was going to talk about Marjorie Green. And you know what? The thing is, I guess we got a little bit of time. We can talk about that real quick. The thing is for me, talking about her is really not the issue. It's the response to her. You know, like I get tired of politicians being able to just go and apologize and then everything is okay. Now, it remains to be seen if everything's
backtracking.
Okay. Now. Yeah, she's backtracking everything. Exactly.
Is that the woman who was promoting conspiracy theories and all of that type of stuff? Oh,
yes. Yeah. Yes. I mean, she should. I don't know the law that well when it comes to removal from positions and political positions, like when you're voted in. But whatever process that is, she should be going through it right now.
The things that she said from the committees and stuff.
Yeah, because she was in education.
They basically, the thing is she still holds her position, but she can't do anything. She can't be on any committees. She can't be in any. So they basically like she's getting paid to do nothing. That's literally what she's doing right now. She's still getting her same paycheck. She still has that same position, but they removed her from committees. She has no voice for for whatever her job is. Everything she was doing, they stripped her from it, but they didn't strip them dollars.
Politics is a joke if you haven't figured that out yet. Because even when these people lose their positions and stuff like that, where do they go? You don't see these people working at Walmart and McDonald's and stuff like that or whatever. They just go they may get demoted, but they just go to another position or whatnot where they may have less power. You know what I'm saying? Or more, just contingent upon who the person is and what they do or whatever. They don't lose. They're not no longer politicians.
Or they just have more time on their hands to wreak havoc on other avenues and create more conspiracy theories. I think she said something like, well, y'all shouldn't have done that because now I have more time to focus on these other shenanigans over here and cause trouble in this arena. So thanks.
I think it's very sad. Like that kid, or I guess, I don't know if he's still a kid or a grown man now. Or was that she was chasing, saying, you weren't involved in that school shooting. The shooting was fake and all that. And he's a survivor. And then just hearing the mom, I watched the interview with the mom of, I guess, the teacher that lost his life by trying to let all the kids in the classroom when the shooter was coming up the stairs. And the mom, I wish that this was fake. I wish that this was a staged event, but my son isn't here, And so it's just really crazy. And I think, and I know we talked about this before, having someone on our show that had the views opposite of the collective here. I kind of think that's still and I know it'd be difficult, but it might be very interesting and also necessary because a lot of people, not us, thought that the new administration, all of this will go away. This is just, it's breathing and it's breeding. It's just somewhere being developed and built upon, because even the people that I haven't deleted from my Facebook, I see every day, they were still waiting on the National Guard to come in and remove Biden on Inauguration Day. And they said that
what's happening in March now? They keep moving the date back. So it's in March now.
Oh, okay.
And Trump is going to be the president in March.
March 5th.
March 20th.
March 5th. Yeah. And then they even have a picture of the gate. You remember when I think Trump put up a gate, but they They claim the gate was put up backwards to allow somebody in. It's just so much. Like I went down a list of like 18 or 20 target points of what's happening in these prophecies. And I was telling my cousin one day, and I don't know if I told y'all, one day I was like, you know what? Because I have some friends and family members, well, not friends, but family members that believe this craziness. I said, let me go watch these YouTube videos, this knowledge they claim that they have, that they say that I don't have because I'm watching fake news. So I watched some of these, and I was like, let me see if it's convincing. It wasn't convincing for me, but literally every 5 minutes, I had to check myself. I'm like, okay, am I still me? Am I okay? Because I didn't know if they had embedded some type of brainwashing type of thing into the video, because I was like, I don't understand how these people believe this. So I literally had to be like, let me make sure I'm still good. Like this might be something beyond something that's human, that's natural, that might be converting people. But
that's funny. Fox News used to be real news, and now I think even Fox is on the fake news list as well, or whatnot.
Yeah, once a couple of them went against Trump, but they're still saying craziness. I used to watch both CNN and Fox just to see what CNN was leaving out.
Yeah.
And because I'm like, all of y'all are not, it's not necessarily lies. It was like, you're going to leave out the other side. But then when I started going to Fox the last couple of years, in my opinion, it was all lies. It wasn't even
it's not even
part
news
that CNN was leaving out.
Yeah, it's not even news. Like they even choose to omit things. They don't even talk about certain things. It's like all opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's to the point where like if like Apple, if like I have Apple News, and if they collect news from different sources or whatever, I can just read the title and know the source and know where the source came from or whatever. It's that bad because it's all opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's not even news. That's crazy.
At least it's not news based in fact. It's based on whatever their political viewpoints are. Talking points.
Things have been much quieter, but they're probably brewing behind the scenes. So
I think it is.
Can't get comfortable. Can't get comfortable.
Yeah.
My husband says I have Stockholm syndrome. Like I've been complaining about Trump, but now I'm all bored and shit. He's like, you must miss him. I'm like, no, I miss the comedy element, but I don't miss the craziness that created all these monsters I'm living amongst. But
exactly. I like boring politics.
Well, boring politics makes me wonder. It's like, okay, what are you doing behind the scenes? At least with Trump, I knew.
I mean, we still supposed to be fighting for stuff or whatever, but I mean, all of this, like
we just need to rest a little
or something. Like we trying to grow or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But we can't grow if we like. I mean, this was like a combative period. I mean, we was like pretty much on the brink of a civil war. Right. At any given time, any one of those protests could have turned into something more volatile than it already was.
Right. Yeah. Right. I think that I think we're fortunate that didn't happen. And I have been craving for the time where I don't have to wake up every morning and wonder what type of craziness is going to jump off. Because we didn't have to, before Trump took office, we didn't have to wonder about any of that before he ran for office, because even when he was running for office, every single day it seemed like something else, that one porn star chick, and then he was accused of this and that, and like every day something was happening. So we've been like that for so long that now that things are kind of normal again, it doesn't seem right. It seems odd to not wake up
where's
to
the porn stars
from a president.
Right? Yeah. Well, it's like we're on the edge waiting. I'm not necessarily on the edge, but it's like any day now, any day.
Something's gonna happen.
Because I mean, I don't like. He's not on Twitter. They didn't. What's the other place? I can't remember that other app that they created.
Parler.
They took that.
Parler.
Parler. Yeah. I made an account so that I could see what they were talking about, but now I can't even get on it.
And Parler is fake, because they said I read an article the other day that was saying that Trump wanted money in order to endorse Parler or whatever. So he wasn't really a Paularian or whatever.
I think he's gonna create his own media outlets anyway and have his own social media app. And he said that he was gonna create his own party. So
Trump is done. I don't think we're gonna see like Trump a millionaire or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he wants to be like this or whatever. I think whatever the reason why he wanted to be president was some type of power play that may have worked in his favor. I'm pretty sure it made him richer, or it could have
Hey, bro.
backfired
I
depending
don't think he wanted to be
on what his
president.
goals were.
Don't underestimate true narcissists, man.
Yeah, he's a narcissist, and this power has fed his ego. Like he has followers, and if it's not Trump, it's the Trumpism. It's a new type of ism, and you got his family. They're already trying to mold his daughter into being a political power,
Yeah.
and he may. I don't think he wanted to be president necessarily, but like my particular opinion is that when they had that what's the thing where you heckle the president and you laugh, you talk about what is
Roast,
it that
where they roast him,
the roast.
presidential roast.
Trump was sitting in an audience, and that was when he kept pushing those birther ideas on about Obama. And Obama made a joke to say, something about him, I'm an American, and he's just mad he could never be president. The camera turns to Trump. Everybody's laughing hysterically around him, and Trump's there like with a stern face. And I think at that moment when he's like, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna be president,
Yeah.
So I think it was more of that. And then he just got this power and got people to follow him. And he said, shoot, I just say something and everybody agrees. I said, drain the swamp. I thought it was a stupid thing, but I said it and everyone goes crazy. So I keep saying it and they go louder. And so I just keep saying it, so he said that out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Every day that these people fed into that. And I think that's what it was. So I don't think he's just going to be like, yeah, I want to rest in Mar-a-Lago and just drink my martinis. I think this power is his rest. He really likes that he has people that will fight for him.
If you think about it, he's had this money his whole damn life. Why would the money be satisfying to him at this point? That power is satisfying to him.
Yeah, it's nothing.
But it's a lot of, he hasn't had to work this hard. Being the president is a lot of work.
He didn't work. He didn't work.
Doing no work.
Huh?
He didn't do shit.
He just
He
getting up
signed
there
a bunch
talking.
of executive orders and then visited Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, but people waking this dude up at 2:00 in the morning and stuff like that.
I don't think he woke up. Even when they showed his.
We got Kofifi. Kofifi was 2 a.m. So he woke up. He didn't know what was going on. So
even when they showed his his public calendar, it was always like blank. He wasn't really doing anything.
Oh man.
Yeah, Trump don't want to be a politician, man. He may come out and speak for his daughter or one of those idiotic sons or something like that, but I don't think he want to be in. I wouldn't want to be in politics.
Hey,
he might want to be a pastor.
I hope this doesn't happen because I hope another Trump is never in office again. But if a Trump takes office again, I guarantee you his voice will be just as loud as it was when he was the president.
Yeah.
You think so? I think the next Trump will come in Obama's clothing. Not necessarily a black man, but I think it's going to be somebody that is so palatable, and he's going to be a Trump, like as far as a narcissist, but maybe not as loud. I think he's going to put in some policies that cater to that base. And I think it's going to be a little bit more than a Reagan. Like we thought Reagan was policies.
I feel like most of them have been bad. I mean, we didn't had Andrew Jackson. We didn't had Roosevelt, all of these, man. I mean,
yeah, but I don't think anybody wanted to be like a Hitler. You know what I mean? I think that they may not have had our certain people's interests in mind, and they, of course, may have been racist or whatever you say, or sexist. But I think when it comes to that type of power, wanting to be a Kim Jong-un or somebody like that, I think they will be, because I think that's from what I understand, from what people say that are close or used to be close to Trump, that he's jealous of those type of dictators and their power. That's why he attaches himself to Korea. He attaches himself to Russia, because he wants that level of power. So I think that we'll get somebody that wants to be that, not somebody that just wants to say we're conservatives and we're good old Christian people and no abortions, none of that. I mean, people that will take on those views, but really just want a certain type of people to follow them, this country to look a certain way.
Well, that's crazy or whatever. I hope it never happens.
Me too.
I hope so either.
But anyway, we done for the day.
Yeah, that's it.
We gotta wrap it up.
Yeah,
Gina gotta go. So thank y'all for tuning. What you say, Gina?
I said I'm sorry. I'm
That's
so
all
busy
good.
lately. I be trying not to be busy, but stuff takes over. Stuff takes over my life.
We understand.
Busy is good. Then you're gonna get your chance to relax, and it's gonna feel great.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so.
It's like Trump. That's what he's doing. He relaxing, man. He's been working.
He can only stay in Mar-a-Lago a certain number of days in a whole year. I think it's like a total of 21 days in a year. He can't even be there that long. He can go to other places, some of his other properties, but from what I understand, they have a contract with him that he cannot stay there for more than 21 days in a year, like total.
Wow.
So he probably is not there right now. He's probably somewhere else trying to figure out his next move.
I wonder why that is. They can only deal with him for a month out of the year or something like that.
Maybe it's like a timeshare type thing. I don't know. Who knows?
Or maybe that was fake news that I read, but it seemed pretty credible. That made me,
because I'm like, I think he was there more than 21 days during this year.
Well, it just made me feel good to realize that they don't want him there either. Like, yeah, you got this many days and then you gotta go. So I latched on to that. Anyway.
Well, this has been another episode of Acoustic Chef. And continue to like, share, join the Facebook group or whatnot. And keep rocking with us. Continue the conversation. We appreciate y'all.
Peace.
Thank y'all. Peace out.
Bye.